another edition of Spot Training. My name's Josh. I'm going to be your trainer today. Today we're doing a cross workout. The cross program series is basically hinged towards lifting stuff up and over your head. And I say hinge kind of in a literal sense because it's a lot of hinging motions. Today's cross workout is more based around the lunge, which is something that we utilize when we're completing the motion, pushing something up and over the head. A lot of times they call it you'll see it in Olympic lifting, okay? But today, obviously we're not going to be working with anything near the Olympic lifting stature. We'll be working with a weight. If you have a kettlebell or dumbbell, you're more than welcome to use that. Something that you can press up and over the head. And we'll be doing a lot of balance-based work, so I recommend having a Swiffer or just anything you have lying around to help you balance, a broom or something like that. I like using my gymnastics rings. If you have that available, that's certainly ideal. But yeah, in the sake of uniformity, I'm going to be working with a weighted bag. This is full of some books and a Swiffer in order to get this workout going. So I've got the warm-up, other way, there. It's mirroring the image, I don't know what's going on. And the timer as well. I'll be stepping in and out in order to set up the timer. But yeah, we'll start off the warm-up of some single leg hinges. We'll do some clean and jerk up and over the head, and I'll digress into those a little bit more later on. For the workout itself, you're going to be doing a split squat and press. And again, I'll digress into that when we get to the workout. You'll knock it out to the other side. Lots of unilateral motion, aka one side, one leg, one arm at a time. During the secondary portion, we'll be doing an upright row, pulling that weight up into the chest, and then the step back lunge overhead, or a walking lunge if you have the space. Okay, so let me go into our first setup, which is going to be the single leg hinge on each side, and then the clean and jerk on each side. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. So the single leg hinge is the hinge itself is a motion in the hips where you press the hips back and thrust the hips forward. Okay, and you're primarily working with your glutes and your hamstrings in order to create a pull out of your legs, out of this back side of the legs. You are working with the quadriceps just a little bit, but not as much as you would in a squat. A squat is more up and down. So don't think up and down, don't think squat, think hinge, think thrusting my hips forward and backwards. Okay? The predominance of the weight in the hinge is going to be on the heel. So you're going to put most of your weight into your heel. And since you're doing it single-legged, you're going to want a little bit of weight in your big toe, a little bit of weight in your little toe. Okay? Definitely in between the two. Don't try to surf the wave or anything like that. This leg is going to be bracing for the demo. I'm going to kick this leg back. This leg is going to have a slightly bent knee. This leg, on the other hand, is going to be mostly straight, but you want to make sure, more than anything, you're putting the hip, the knee, and the toe straight down. You're going to bring your chest forward, press your weight back, press your hips back into that heel, and up. I got a little more space. I'm kicking my door. Okay, so that's one side of hinging. Bracing to my big toe, Josh. Other side hinging. Okay, and again, if you need the assistance, I'm going to use it to balance. You can grab onto your Swiffer or anything you might have available to you, help you balance on each side. Okay, after that, you'll be doing a clean and jerk. The clean and jerk is basically hanging the weight out in front of you and pressing it up and over the head. Still working a little bit inside the hinging motion. You're going to want to start off in a hinge. That way your weight is bracing inside of your glutes and your hamstrings and not your back. You're going to hinge forward in order to create an initial momentum as you pull your bag up into your chest. And then when you bring the bag up into your chest, you want to fold your elbow underneath the weight. See what I did there? Elbow underneath the weight. Okay? Then you'll squat just a little bit and press up and over the head, rotating your arm out and keeping that elbow in line with your shoulder through the whole motion. You'll do one side for 45 seconds, then we'll knock out the other side for 45 seconds. And again, Try to keep that arm in line. You're using a little bit of a hinge and a little bit of a squat. Think of your legs as like a shock absorber. Okay. If you do need any more instruction, I encourage you to check out one of the classes. I can definitely get a lot more in-depth analysis on how you clean and jerk, and how I can help you and spot you on that motion itself. So we'll be working with 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and we're going to get started in 3, 2,
Exercise.
Put the workout back up so that way y'all can see it. Single leg hinges first. Single leg hinge. I'm going to throw a little knee at the end. That way I'm working a little bit harder. I'm the trainer. I'm supposed to be working a little harder, right? Keep it smooth. Keep it steady. We're not just trying to warm up our hamstrings. More than anything, I want to warm up those stabilizers, because we do have those concentrated split squats later. And those are pretty tough on the stabilization. And my foot's starting to knuckle up a little bit. I have
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And it'd be knocking out the other side next. But yeah, because of my flat feet, my arches don't work so well on the balance end, so my body just tends to freak out and
3,
clench
2,
everything in my foot at
1.
once.
Exercise.
So rather than clenching everything in my foot at once, I need to tell my body to relax and certainly continue to use those muscles. But more so I wanted to have a significant balance between my big toe and my little toe. A little bit tougher to balance on this left side. My arch on my right foot is much stronger than my left. Kick back, slight bend in the knee, chest upright, core braced. This leg's pointing straight down, toe down, knee down, hip down. And if you're using your Swiffer like I am, you can put it in your opposite hand to your working
3,
leg, or you can
2,
use both hands if you want.
1. Rest.
Or if you have two Swiffers, you can do it skier style, where you have both hands working on it. It's up to you. Clean and jerk, slight hinge, chest upright. I'm going to pull this up into my chest. Fold
3,
the elbow underneath.
2,
and press
1.
it overhead.
Exercise.
This is the clean. Elbow underneath. Key part. Little squat and press overhead. Hinge. Press. Hinge, pull, squat, press. My straps are moving all over the place. That's okay. I want to get something going, right? Hit my Halloween decorations. Nice and steady and smooth. We are warming up. So you want to work at a walking pace.
3,
which
2,
means that you can still
1.
walk.
Rest.
Breathing a little heavy. Careful, little plant. I'm working out. Let's move you in a little bit. All right,
3,
other side.
2, 1. Exercise.
Hinge, pull, squat, press. Hinge, pull, squat, press. And remember that hinge, your weight should be in the heels. You should be pulling through your glutes and your hamstrings, back of your thigh, not your lower back. We're just warming up. Walking pace. If you feel the need to slow down, then do it. Don't let me push you. I'm just
3,
your trainer.
2, 1. Rest.
Tighten up these straps so they're not all over the place. Single
3,
leg hinges next.
2, 1. Exercise.
Brace into one leg. Weight mostly in the heel. A little bit in the big toe and the little toe. Slight bend in the knee. Kick back with the opposite leg. Pointing your toe, your knee, and your hip straight down. Smooth and steady. Not trying to get the heart rate going through the roof. There's no race here. 45 seconds is 45 seconds, no matter how fast you go. So go at a pace that you can do 45 seconds. As you go along with this program, that pace might speed up. Not likely to slow down.
2, 1.
This body gets
Rest.
used to these motions. Ooh.
3,
Back
2,
a little bit.
1. Exercise.
Certainly warming up. Areas that weren't so loose before are loosening up. Good sign. Not that this is the first thing I've done during the day, but this is certainly the first strenuous activity I've done today. 15 seconds. If you want to add that knee at the end, you're more than welcome to.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Almost done with our warm-up. Got the clean and jerks next. Halfway through our
3,
warm-up to be exact.
2, 1. Exercise.
Hinge, pull, squat, press. Hinge, pull, squat, press. And remember, fold that elbow underneath after the pull. Elbow underneath the weight. The pull. Keep that tailbone lifted, back flat, core brace. That way you are isolating your hamstrings and your glutes and not as much inside of the lower back.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Starting to get a little toasty. That's good. Again, we're working at a walking pace. You should be able to breathe through this.
3, 2, 1.
If you found
Exercise.
that your weight is heavy, take some books out of it or invest in a smaller weight. If you're still huffing and puffing, slow down your pacing. We're only working with about 33% of our muscularity at once, most of it being inside of our extremities, our arm, in this case, our leg during that single leg hinge. And then certainly the core in order to keep you balanced. Yeah, that 33% shouldn't get you going through the roof. Should be enough to that you can move it to something steady. Move yourself
3,
something steady.
2, 1. Rest.
All right. One more round of the warm-up, and then we'll move on to the primary workout. Yeah. That'll be fun. All right, single leg hinge, last set.
3,
I'm going to focus
2,
a lot on my range of motion
1.
personally on this
Exercise.
one. Really tight hamstrings. There's a good opportunity to get them lengthened out. The way I'm going to focus on that is, first of all, emphasize form. But second of all, emphasize range of motion. I'm going to lean as far forward as I feel comfortable, kicking that leg up, but still bearing my weight in my heel, keeping my knee slightly bent, pointing my hip, my knee and my toe and my back leg straight down. Stretch out that hamstring.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Oh, that left foot does not like that. Again, I have the flat feet, so he wants to grip
3,
real bad.
2, 1. Exercise.
Okay, almost done warming up. Last single leg hinge. We'll take a little breather as I give some instruction over the primary workout. I'll probably talk a little less during the primary workout because it's supposed to get you going a little bit more. Get your heart rate up a little bit more full body activity. 15 seconds.
Three, two, one. Rest.
Good stuff. All right, last set on clean and jerk. Another 45 seconds on each arm. And we'll
3, 2,
those hard stuff,
1.
tough stuff.
Exercise.
Hinge, pull, squat, press. Catch it on that pull. The elbow folded underneath. Just squeeze that armpit in. Once you get that pull going, squeeze that armpit underneath. Doesn't have to be a big hinge or a big squat, unless you're working with some real heavy weight, of course. Just enough to bear the hydraulics inside of the legs and not in the back.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
One more set on the other arm, and we'll get started on the primary workout. And these flat feet are not looking forward to it. That concentrated split squat is tough.
3,
But we can
2,
do it.
1. Exercise.
Get it to the side going. Almost done. Almost done. 15 seconds. Five, 4.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good stuff. All right. So we'll be moving on to the primary workout, the primary circuit, and that's going to be a minute worth of work and a minute worth of rest. Looks like it might rain today. That's okay. I have these drapes just in case anything gets ugly. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the warm-up timer. I'm going to set that for 4 minutes. That way I have a little bit of time to explain while I catch my breath, go over these motions. Y'all will get 4 minutes of rest too.
Warm up.
So, enjoy it. Alright, so concentrated split squat. Oh, and also, as I'm going along, I certainly encourage you to move along with me. And what I mean by that is as I do these motions, if you want to give it a little trial and error to see what weight you want to work with or what regression or progression you want to work with, that's up to you. I personally will be using my Swiffer for the concentrated split squats and the lunges because, again, I don't like working on my feet too much. They're not so hot in the balance department. So I'm going to use those little tools to help me out. But we'll start off with that concentrated split squat. You're going to have your weight at your chest, and you're going to be stepped in a sort of a lunging position. Basically, you're going to draw a straight line back with your leg, and you want to keep that foot hip distance apart. Avoid crossing over or going too wide. Keep it in alignment with your hip. Okay. From here, you want to make sure to keep your glutes tight. That way your hips are underneath your spine. You want to make sure to keep your core braced. That way your shoulders are over your spine. And whichever leg is forward, that's where the weight's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and take my Swiffer and put it in the opposite hand to assist me. Okay? If you don't want to work with the Swiffer, you want to challenge your balance, you're more than welcome to. From here, real simple motion. I'm going to drop the knee straight down, keeping this weight at my chest. As I come up, I'm going to press this weight up and over my head. Drop down, weight at the chest, come up, press up and over the head. Now this is a very full body activity. I'm working with my leg, my lead leg a lot, my back leg a little bit, and I'm working with my right arm. So expect that heart rate to go up in the air. You're going to do a minute on one side. And again, pace yourself for that minute. And you'll swap over to the other side. Do a minute over there as well. after that is going to be an upright row. For the upright row, to start off, you're going to hinge. And you're going to stay hinged the whole time. Weights in the heels, glutes are pressing back, tailbone is lifted, chest is upright, shoulders are squeezed. From here, you're going to pull that weight up into your chest, keeping your shoulders squeezed back, chest upright, core brace. Pull that weight up to your chest, elbows nice and high, squeezing the shoulder blades. That shoulder blade squeeze should feel tension from the bottom of your shoulder blade to the top. So I like to say, build a canyon in between your shoulders the whole way up. Carve it out. Carve that canyon. Much more of an isolated workout. Shouldn't get your heart rate too high, but certainly enough to make your back squirt. After that is going to be a step back lunge overhead. You're going to have your arms up and over your head. If you want to use a weight, you can. I'm going to choose not to. You're going to draw a straight line back with your leg, drop the knee down, and come up. Or if you have the space, I don't, but if you do, you can do a walking lunge as well. Moving through whatever space you have. And in order to stay in line with the video, I'll just be doing the step back. Okay, so minute of work and a minute of rest. Concentrated split squat on one side, concentrated split squat on the other side. Upright row, and then the overhead step back lunge. It's a lot of work to do while talking. And I talk a lot. I'm sure most of you know that by now.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Apart, glutes tight, core brace, drop down. Press up and over the head. Pace yourself. That shoulder is starting to give on me. Too many textbooks. One more.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Take a minute. Catch your breath. I'll tell you, the hardest part for me is my back leg. My mobility is not so hot. And my feet, my ankle. So man, going into that lunge position, your toes really curled in. That can extend out your calf, your Achilles tendon, your arches, really work you over. If you're having trouble with the motion, again, you can always grab your Swiffer, reduce your weight, reduce your pace, or you can always change the time a little bit too if you want. Give yourself an extra 15 seconds of rest, extra 15 seconds of work. If you want to make it harder, that's up to you. I'm going to stay on program.
3, 2, 1. Exercise. Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Got a minute? I'm going to take this minute to grab some water. It's a good idea if you don't have one. I'm working. I love you. This is my girlfriend. She's trying to get out here and cause me not to work. Tells me she loves me. Well, then what are you doing out here? All right, we got those upright rows.
3, 2,
Position.
1. Exercise.
Shoulders pulled back, up and into the chest. Legs should stay rigid. No pulling out of the glutes, the hamstring, or the back. All in that upper back, that mid back. Big squeeze out of the scapula, the shoulder blade, carving that canyon. Whew. Might have to lose the sweat in a second. Lose my sweater, my little vest. But it's my fantastic superhero
3,
uniform.
2, 1. Rest.
It's getting hot though. 1 minute of rest. Overhead lunges next. Step back or walking, your choice. I'm going to go with the step back. Getting ready for that overhead reach. Making sure my shirt doesn't come up and expose my six pack. Just kidding. Expose my belly roll.
3, 2, 1.
Brace, chest up,
Exercise.
take a nice step back, straight lines, and alternate. Whew. Hot stuff. Squeeze those shoulder blades. I'm interlocking my fingers just to give me that little assist. My arms are getting heavy.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
That's round one. Fix my Halloween decorations. Okay. Got that overhead press. I'm going to lighten up the load just a tad. Okay. Hop into that lunge position. I'm going to drop the knee down, press up, and over the
3,
head.
2, 1. Exercise.
feet. A few more reps.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Check my heart rate. 170. Certainly the desired effect of a nice high heart rate. Seconds.
Three, 2, 1. Exercise.
Finding I'm putting weight into my back leg, my right leg in this case. So I'm trying to emphasize my left a little bit more. It hurts. My lack of balance really kills my feet.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Tough stuff. And stretch it a little bit. Almost done, halfway through. One more set of the worst part. Stretching my spine out a little bit right now. Upright rows next. A little extra lunge right there for me.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Hinge forward. Tailbone lifted, chest upright. Squeeze those shoulder blades, top to bottom. My clients do better than this, which is good. They're 3 months into this workout. I'd anticipate they do better. I'm just publishing it right now. I did it earlier on in the month, but I've been running a lot lately, focusing on that.
3,
Putting
2,
training to the weight.
1. Rest.
Oof, and it shows. Almost done. Got some overhead lunges coming up. If you're having trouble maintaining it, you're welcome to use your Swiffer. Give yourself a little assist. Push that guy into the floor. I'm not. I'm going to push through it instead. Pick these shorts up. Hide my hourglass figure. Show off my Line back our legs. Anybody want to see that?
3, 2,
All right,
1.
overhead lunge. Here we go.
Exercise. Three, 2, 1. Rest.
One more set. I don't know if y'all are tired, but I certainly am. A lot of this body weight stuff doesn't serve too well if your body weight is high. I never skip my meals, I'll tell you that right now. I may change what I eat. More rice and beans, less red meat. That rhymed. It's nice. But I'll always try to be strong. Still fast. Still try to run. Still try to go for the long. But be strong. Rhymed again.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Be strong. Finding that pace. You don't have to do a million in a minute. Just do a minute. That will be enough, I promise. And you'll get better. You'll do more every minute.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
That foot really doesn't like that. All that stretching in the Achilles tendon and the ankle and the toes. Not so great. Excuse me. Side effect of exercise. Your body wants to digest more carbohydrates or release stomach acid. Depending on what you have in your system, of course. Me, I don't have anything right now. I'm going for a fastest state workout. If you're trying to increase your performance, absolutely have carbs before your workout. If you're trying to increase your fat metabolic system, work in a fasted state of about 6 hours. But still have water. Water is certainly important.
3, 2, 1. Exercise. 3, 2, 1. Rest.
The worst is over, depending on your point of view. For me, anything with lunges is just terrible. And add a press to it. That's just more aerobic demand. Fun stuff. We got 2 more sets of work. One's pretty easy. One's body weight oriented, so it's different. But certainly you can get your heart rate up there. Both of them you should be able to push yourself on. Almost done. You can do this. You can do this anywhere.
3,
In a park,
2, 1.
in your apartment patio.
Exercise.
All you gotta do is be a little creative. Be willing to push yourself outside of that comfort zone. Try something different. I'm so used to lifting with dumbbells and barbells for a specific rep range, working on time and repetitions. Certainly not something I thought I would want to emphasize even, but you have to do something, and you can do it anywhere. Do more anywhere. So this is more for me. The proof is on my face. That's the pudding.
3,
Sweat
2,
coming down my face.
1. Rest.
But this is not anything less than I can do. You need to see it. You need to see it. The sweat on this beard, in my face, the hunger in these eyes. Last set, and then we're getting to the stretches. Anybody who's ever worked out with me knows that's my favorite part. I love the mobility work, anything to make me feel young again. And if you want to get back to your workout fast, the fastest way to do that is to not get injured. One more set of overhead lunges. I'm going to start from the bottom. That way I don't give y'all an extra rep.
Three, 2,
Core
1.
brace, glutes tight,
Exercise.
Drive out of the heel. Thrust the glutes into it. Seconds. Keep working. 30 seconds. Almost done. Oh, my arms are getting tired. But I'm going to keep working with a standard reverse lunge. Do a few more overhead. Let's do it. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right. That's the workout. Congratulations. We're moving on to stretches. As you might imagine, the stretches are our lunge series. Give you a moment to breathe. I'll take a moment to breathe. Here in a second, we're going to hop into a lunge position with our right leg forward. I'll be starting with my left. Just make a mirror to me and bring your right leg forward. Bring that right leg forward into a lunge position. You're going to start off with an overhead low lunge. I want you to crawl that right leg forward just as far as you feel comfortable. You're going to keep your glutes tight and your core braced, and you're going to thrust your hips into it. You're going to open up your chest, bring it up over the head, and if you feel comfortable, you can interlock those fingers and lock out the arms. Thrust into it, thrust your glutes forward. Make sure to keep your core braced because we do want to avoid any pressure in that lumbar. Take some deep breaths. I'm going to do 3 deep breaths and move on. Hurdler stretches next. We're going to extend this lead leg and point the toe up towards you. You want to keep a slight bend inside of this knee. We're going to hinge forward, pushing our hips back and bringing our chest forward, but keeping your back flat. Feel free to brace on your thigh or your calf or the floor if you have the mobility for it. Go into that stretch. And again, I'm going to take 3 deep breaths and move on. Give myself one more. You're going to take this leg and crawl it across and fold the knee out to the side. Bring your hands down towards the floor. And then that back leg, in your case your left leg, you're going to extend it back, straight back, as far as you can. Try to keep this lead leg parallel to the floor. Scooch back a little bit so you got a better view. And perpendicular to your body. And if you're mobile enough, you can bend that back leg and reach back for it. Oof, I'm not today. Take some nice deep breaths. I'm going to do 3 more deep breaths for myself. I am mobile enough today. Let's swap out to the other leg. We'll do those exact same stretches. So you're going to bring your left leg forward, crawl it out in front of you to a comfortable position. Glutes tight, core braced, thrust your hips forward. Bring your hands up over your head, and if you're comfortable, interlocking and extending. Thrust your hips into it. Keep your core braced and gently reach back. Oof. Those Texas allergies are real. You take 2 more deep breaths. Go ahead and extend that lead leg, pointing the toe up. Slight bend in this lead knee. And hinge our hips back. Keep your chest upright. Tailbone lifted, back flat, core braced. Feel free to brace on the thigh, the shin, or the floor. This hamstring's much tighter. Crawl this leg across until it's perpendicular to your body, parallel to the floor. Bring your hands down to the floor and extend that right leg back behind you for a pigeon pose. And if you're up to it, you can bend that back knee. Let's see how I feel today. Good. Take some nice deep breaths. lost the thought there. All right, I got one more stretch we're gonna do. It's a unilateral stretch, so it's technically two. Grab a towel or a strap or resistance band. You're gonna take that strap and you're gonna put it down the middle of your spine like this, okay? That arm, that back arm that's reaching over, bring it down as low as possible, as low as you can naturally. This arm is going to come up behind and reach as high up that rope or that resistance band as you can. From here, you're going to gently pull between the two straps and reach back behind you, flaring out those elbows, but keeping your core braced, keeping your chest involved. You don't want to feel impingement in the shoulders or the elbows, so keep your muscles involved in the motion. That way you're not just pulling into your rotator cuff. You're actually extending the tissue around that rotator cuff. I'm going to give it a little floss and go up and down a little bit. Oh no, I lost it. This really excellent yoga strap with loops inside of it. Helps me maintain my grip. It's not bad. This left shoulder mobility is actually getting a lot better. Okay, we'll knock out the other side and you'll be all done. This shoulder, on the other hand, had a bicycle injury. Not so hot on the mobility side, but we still work with it. We don't work around it, we work with it. Again, pull up and down at the same time while opening up that chest, pushing those shoulders back and stretching not the joint, but the tissue around the shoulder, the muscle tissue around that shoulder. You'll notice the difference between a deep, sharp pain and a soft, gentle stretch around that joint. Gently open up that right shoulder. Gives me so much trouble. Lost a little bit into it. Done. Oh, that was rough. I hope you all enjoyed the workout as much as I didn't. Again, this was part of our cross series geared towards posterior chain motions in a unilateral setup, aka using one arm and one leg at the same time or separate times. Not using them at the... I think you'll get what I mean. But working in a unilateral sense is going to be really excellent for core support. Really excellent to make sure you're not lifting or pressing or squatting one arm over the other, one leg over the other. And the posterior chain itself, something we use every single day. Anytime you pick up something from the floor and put it up over your head. So it's important to be safe and balanced in that motion. Boy, do I love those stretches. I feel so much better now. All right, thank you guys again joining me at Spot Training. Again, my name's Josh. And if you ever need help learning how to do more anywhere, let us know. Come by the website.